I have to admit something. It's usually exciting to see final photos when a 6 scale figure is announced or ready for pre-order, but God help me, I really hope that these are not the end all be all final and we get some kind of update. Hey everyone, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the aforementioned final images, which I hope they're not final, but is what it is, of the Hermione Granger 1/6 scale figure from InArt. Now, this is expected to go up for pre-order tomorrow, June 7th. You just got to check, places, 1/6 kit, places like that. If you are going to be ordering from 1/6 kit, I do have a coupon code. You can drop it below. It's scrunchy. It's $10 off. It works on anything. Kit also will make custom coupon codes for people that are looking for these figures specifically. That way you're not burning these, but if you want to use the one I have, I'll drop it below. But as I said, these are the photos. We've been waiting for this. We had Harry Potter, we had Ron, and now we have Hermione. And in the photos from Ron, we got a little tease of her, and obviously collectors were a little concerned about some of the things that they saw. And InArt said they might be addressing them, but as of now, they have not addressed them. But let's get into the info right here, dive right into the photos. Following the release of Harry Potter and Ron Weasley, we are thrilled to present the final piece of the Golden Trio, Hermione Granger. Product information, licensor, all the stuff there. Estimated shipping, first half of 2025. That's probably going to be the influencer batch. Anybody else, good luck. You'll probably get it towards the end because that's all bullshit. Included one rooted hair sculpt with rolling eyes, no sculpted hair, one fully articulating body, and yeah, it's articulated all right. 7 clothing accessories, 1 set of shoes, socks, 8 sets of interchangeable hands, 11 accessories, 1 base, 1 rooted head sculpt, display box, which is interesting that they're putting in the box as a accessory. Don't miss your chance. Blah blah blah. Anyway, let's jump right into the photos. So right off the bat, there's a couple things I want to address with this that you have to realize. Besides the it looks great and all this stuff, this was always going to be an interesting thing with these figures. This trio specifically. Why do I say that? Well, number one, if you were going to get Harry Potter and Ron, you're pretty much obligated to get Hermione, right? Let's just call for what it is. If you were going to go down that rabbit hole of I'm getting Harry Potter, how do you not? Like, out of the 3 figures, the only one I can understand getting solo is Harry Potter. But if you were going to get Harry, you're going to get Ron, you got to get Hermione. Otherwise, it just looks silly. At the end of the day, it looks silly. So as a collector, you're kind of obligating yourself. It depends. And here's the flip side to it. If this is your first figure, good luck trying to go backwards. I believe Ron's still up for pre-order, but like I said, good luck with Harry, because we saw kind of a FOMO thing where people passed on Harry, Ron came out, and then people went backwards and tried grabbing Harry, and he's long gone right now. So this is one of those lines where you pretty much had to be committed from the beginning. And I've said this before with InArt. If there's a figure that you're 60-40 interested in, you are just better off pre-ordering it, in my opinion, and then deciding later on when the final comes out, because a lot of these, like the Gandalf, for example, I mean, that thing $800-900 pricing, and it hasn't dropped. It is still maintaining that price. Harry could very well see the same fate because of this whole trio of these figures together. So I'm just saying, you've been warned. Nevertheless, get into the photos. I mean, she looks absolutely fantastic. I really like it a lot. Once again, a lot of the same things we've seen with the other figures. The similar display base. You get her cat. She looks really great with the, her cloak, her root, the rooted hair. I've seen people already saying, "Oh, why didn't we get sculpted?" I mean, to do this in sculpted is just it. I was always an advocate of just doing it rooted. I'm still an advocate of InArt, literally just doing rooted sculpts. I don't think that their sculpted looks really fantastic, and so maybe down the line they just do more rooted only. So for her, with this kind of hairstyle, and obviously her hair changed as she got older, as the movies progressed, but for this one, she kept the same style in this and in the Chamber of Secrets, because those movies were practically filmed back to back. And so it makes sense to do it rooted. It is a little bit weird. I've seen people kind of make the argument, well, I bought the sculpted Harry, sculpted Ron, now I have a rooted Hermione. Listen, you can't make everybody happy at the end of the day. You're gonna piss a group of people off, is what it is. So we're gonna address the elephant in the room right off the bat, which is the knee joints. definitely is going to be the number one criticism that people are criticizing for. If you go on the InArt Facebook post, this is the number one thing. This was talked about whether or not, hey, they were going to address this. I believe John said they were going to look into changes. I really hope InArt has done changes to figures, even when the pre-order goes down the road, making changes to them. This is going to be one of those examples, guys. You have to decide really right off the bat, are you going to take a leap of faith and pre-order this thing the way that it is? Are you going to be content with the figure the way that it is with those knee joints, and maybe InArt fixes it? But you got to be prepared that they're not going to fix it. That's the way I look at it. But are you someone that's going to say, well, I'm going to wait and see if they make those changes? Chances are they're going to make these changes when the figure's sold out, or a lot of the reputable places have sold out their pre-orders, and therefore you're going to be screwed paying, scrambling, hey, where can I get this thing? So that is the downside with InArt a little bit, is that you got to take that kind of leap of faith with this of whether or not they're going to change it. Should it have been seamless? 100%. You're paying 500 plus premium. You should be getting that. I've had people saying, well, Hot Toys, Hot Toys. I get that, but InArt wants to be a level above Hot Toys. Okay. You can tell that. And they've shown glimpses of that, but they still take, one step forward, two steps back. That's what they're doing here. It's one step forward, two steps back. Everything looks really fantastic except for that. Now people are going to be like, well, I could hide it, but here's the thing is, yes, you could hide this look with the way that the robe is, but for 500 plus, most likely this is going to be, it's probably the same pricing as Ron. I shouldn't have to hide it as a collector. Now, it's my right to pre-order it. Once again, I know I might sound very contradicting in a lot of things I'm going to say, but I'm just trying to unravel the mystery of InArt. And this is why I keep going back to great product, shitty company in the way they do things. And there's a lot of things you got to kind of sift through with this. But the sculpt and everything looks really great. The display diorama looks really awesome. It's going to look great connected to the other characters if you're getting all three. I have no problem. The freckles, the way the hair looks. I mean, if that hair is going to be really interesting to style and how that comes, especially if you're someone that's had the Gandalf. Her hair's a little frizzy. It's not perfectly maintained. It's not meant to be because she's a kid. And so you have to take that into consideration when styling it. Once again, poses like these, the knees are still visible, but I love the sculpt. I think it's great. I never had any issues with it. Even the early stage prototypes never had any issues with the sculpt. It was just always going to be the knees. And honestly, these poses with her, like, she looks kind of bow-legged with her feet twisted like that. She looks kind of weird anyway. But it takes away from the realism, right? You got me from the head down, and InArt it's you got me on the realistic factor, and then the knees kind of, it brings it back to it's a doll. So like you got me kind of in between on that. And like I said, this right here looks really awesome, connecting the bases together, her with the cat. You can do a lot of interactive stuff with these characters. And I said it before in Ron, you can also share accessories, right? They all use the same stuff one way or another. So there it is with the scarf. It's really awesome. There's the sorting hat. I believe you get the sorting hat with all three characters. Once again, the base as well. And that's a great feature of her with her hand up in the air because she was very studious of the three. So that's really awesome. Her raising her hand up. I just like that little touch. That's really cool. I'm not sure if that's a pose everyone will use, but if you're going to do photography or something like that, that's a great picture. Like I said, I have no complaints about this except for really, you see the joint here visibly, probably the best. I'll zoom in on it, man. That is not very pleasing to look at. And I'm not trying to be one of those on the bandwagon, like, let's all go shit on it, but it is a reality. You're putting your $500+ price tag. And like I said, people can't try to compare them to Hot Toys when they feel like that argument when it justifies. So many people, when they were trying to make the Hot Toy InArt debate of like which one, there was a bunch of collectors out there that were defending InArt by saying, oh, they shouldn't be compared, InArt is levels above. Okay, that's fair. If we're going to keep it that way, then here's an example of stay levels above. Third party companies even do seamless at times, and they're a fraction of the price. So it's unacceptable for this price point. And I, as a collector, shouldn't have to be, well, maybe I could try to hide it with this pose. Listen, I'm just voicing a concern. And I think the concerns of those that are going to pre-order it are much more valid than those that are just going to bitch the bitch. Okay, that's just what it is. You're gonna complain to complain. It is what it is. But I do feel like there's some validity to that. But once again, it looks really awesome with the cat and everything like that. Here are the accessories. You got books, her pot, her bag. her wand, feathers, pen, because she did use the Wingardium Levioso spell to lift the feather up. So that's a nice touch. And then, like I said, the sorting hat, it's in there somewhere. There's a different photo of it with the sorting hat as the accessory. But it's pretty much a straightforward piece. Like I said, I have nothing against the figure itself overall, minus the knees. It's just that is InArt going to deliver and fix that? That's the big question, right? That is the big question. Otherwise, everything on the figure I have no problems with. We kind of expected this. So it's not like, oh my God, shock and awe, look what they gave us. It's just, are they going to fix it? And as a collector, you have a decision to make. Do you pre-order it up front, lock yourself in, you're done, you're good to go? Or do you wait and see if they fix it? But here's the question: when do they fix it? Do they do it at the tail end when pre-orders are kind of locked up for a lot of people? Reputable resellers? I don't know. But that's how it is always within art. You got to figure it out. And you pretty much have to know up front whether or not it's a figure you're going to want to get right away and just jump in on it. Otherwise, you can't wait too long because they will go up in price, or pre-ordering it someplace else, you might get screwed. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy this content. But let me know what your thoughts are below. Do you plan on picking this up? What are your thoughts on the knees? Is it something that InArt should fix, or leave it as is? Let me know. But until then, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles saying take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Acknowledge me!